ba, 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 ba.
Oh, cool! It teaches you how to make gingerbread people. Awesome! Oh, thank you, Zenon. Thank you. You're awesome. Hey, look, Jamie. It teaches you how to make Scottish shortbread.
Okay, I'm turned on the stream so people are gonna hear you super excited about biscuits. But I'm glad you're excited about biscuits, means I get delicious treats. And we are going into the game. Yeah. And I finally have the Twitch pop out. Hi, Daniel. Are you in yet? No, now you're in. Hi, Daniel. Hello? Can you hear me? Do you have your open mic enabled?
I do now.
Yeah, I forgot
I
about
tried
the
to do it
first
before.
cast.
I tried to do it before the game, but like it loaded.
Yeah, people in game couldn't hear me for a while, but luckily the stream still had noise going out to it, so it was alright.
Oh no! Oh well.
Huh.
I'll intro us. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Alright. Hey, over this is Perch. Bring you another first-person gameplay. Wait, no, that's the wrong person. That's not us at all.
We're not them.
I am Danavus, and joining me as always is The.Spectre. We bring you another Dota is Hard in-house game where Team Elf goes up against Team the Dire.
Yeah, the Earthshaker Liberation Front.
Earthshakers do need to be liberated. Those totems they carry
Oh, I
are
know.
actually slave bonds. That is a symbol of their slavery.
Smashy.
We will be running an Adopt an Earthshaker fund later this month.
For those,
Just $30, just $30 a month could give Earthshakers, a whole village of Earthshakers, a new well.
you could feed them on rice for a week.
Radiant team.
And we see very, very standard bans, and the Shadow Demon being picked out first, and extremely strong support, favored for his BKB, Pierce, Demonic Purge, and also the ability to disrupt and use Soul Catcher to increase the killing potential of any tri-lane by quite a bit.
Oh, I'm getting a bit bored of Shadow Demon.
Well, that's what happens when we cast CM games all the time. It's all strong heroes and flavors of the month. They get picked.
He's such a flavor of the month. I don't even see his strength.
He's got massive strength. if you
He's
just
got good spells, but like they're not.
that's the thing.
that
He needs.
good.
They are extremely good. Like Soul Catcher, if you hit it on a hero, 50% bonus damage being taken. That is pure damage as well. It's not magic damage. It's pure damage. Not to mention the Demonic Perch going through BKB, who I would say the Life Stealer was more the flavor of the month pick. And Shadow
Well,
Demon
we're gonna see
counters
him
Life Stealer
against,
really hard.
Elf there.
And it looks like they
against
might
team
go for a
there.
bit of a bomb strategy where he can go into the Queen of Pain, who can blink forward and then feast out.
Look, I don't want to hit with that face. Nobody is getting. The Queen of Pain's not letting Lifestealer anywhere near her. Nevertheless,
Stay
you know, so
away.
I disagree with your entire premise. At best, he will be creeping around nearby her while she blinks away.
Standing there in the bushes, watching and waiting.
I'm not stalking you. I'm jungling.
Yes, is that a creep? Yes, of course.
It's just hitting a creep, just like off to the side, staring at her in mid lane. Oh man! All right, I'm getting some art commissioned.
And it does look like we're going to be seeing the tri-lane of Shadow Demon, Rubik, and Gyrocopter. Unless, of course, they send the Gyrocopter to the mid lane.
Radiant team.
And we do see the Nature's Prophet banned out, so we're not going to be seeing any global feast bombs. Infest, sorry, calling it the wrong skill. No global infest bombs, unless, of course, they pick up the
Dire
Tinker.
team ban.
Queen of Pain would usually take up that middle role, can also be played off lane or even as safe lane.
Let me ask, does Lifesteal's Infest work with Spectre's ulti?
In what way? Like if you jump into Spectre and then they haunt and jump to someone.
Then they...
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Because you're still inside
Okay,
Spectre.
well, there's another global ult bomb opportunity.
True, but I'm just saying Spectre isn't really picked up. It's extremely rare that she gets through.
I'm just saying, it's,
No, you're
it's
right.
entirely
It
possible.
is another way. Or, anyone with boots of travel.
Well, yeah, but you can't really consider that to be a global hero just because they pick up the item for it. It's like anyone can buy a Scythe of Eye. It doesn't mean that they have a disable.
Well, it does mean they have a disable, but it's just an extremely expensive one.
It's like anyone can buy a Dagon. It doesn't mean they have Lena's ult.
Well, of course not. And we do see the Undying pick up. He is picked up a lot of the time against these tri-lanes just because Decay does so much damage. And if they do decide to get aggressive on him early on, dropping down Tombstone is very effective at kind of pushing away the initiation. As for the bans, we see Darkseer and Clockwork banned out by the Dire because I would assume the Radiant are still lacking that kind of really strong tri-lane or off-lane heroes. I guess that they're thinking the Undying will go into the tri-lane, so they're banning the strong off-laners in Clockwork and Darkseer.
Banning out quite a few mids, Elf is. They're really trying to protect that Queen of Pain.
They definitely are, but the Storm Spirit's going to be picked up, and Lone Druid is going to be the pickup for Elf. Now, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing Lifestealer can infest into that bear.
I'd imagine so. I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, he can infest pretty much anything.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's counted as like a hero or an ancient type, and I know you can't infest ancients, so possibly not being able to be used
10 seconds remaining.
Because that again would be an excellent bomb opportunity. Get into that high-speed bear, get put in a lot of weird places on the map, and just pop out.
Well, it'd be good, especially because they could send the bear out quite long range, and if anyone saw it, would just think, oh,
just return
there's a bear that can't attack. I'll just hit him.
Yep.
And
yeah,
I mean, it'd be sort of a...
I've come for cookies!
Surprise! Cookies! Oh, new Cookie Monster. I know it's old news, but the fact that he eats cookies in moderation now is just disappointing.
I know, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting!
It is. That is a disgusting ulti.
Absolutely
that is our
disgusting.
Term of the week. Term of the week. It's Friday, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but it's Friday.
Oh,
What
hooray.
a spectacular day for it to be. I picked up a lot of loot at my work today.
Yeah.
Our HR department's closet was cleaned out. I picked up some like magnetic tape, a broken dustbuster,
Yeah.
bamboo coasters. Oh, just loot abounds. It was awesome. I'm gonna fix up that dustbuster. I'm gonna pull it apart. Yeah. Anyone out there knows anything about dustbuster repair? Please contact me at Danavus.
I am
I'm flying blind here.
5 seconds
I am just putting up links to our YouTube channel, my YouTube channel that you are on a lot. An interesting pickup there that we missed is the Weaver, of course, an extremely strong offlaner, being able to run away with the Sakuchi, especially in Invis. That does get countered out by sentry wards most of the time. But still, with the bonus movement speed you get, unless you have a very strong disable or you manage to get a lucky root with the Lone Druid, that Weaver's going to get away. And quite a large lack of...
I don't know about miss. I mean, miss is kind of a struggle. We didn't miss it. It was yet to be mentioned.
I
It's straight up
suppose.
into missing.
But what I was going to mention there is the Radiant are actually... They don't have any hard disables apart from the root. They have a lot of slows with the Shadow Strike of Queen of Pain and the Open Wounds of Lifestealer, the Undying Zombies, and I would assume Lone Druid picks up an Orb of Venom, but apart from the root, there aren't any disables, so I'd really like to see them pick up someone like a Lion. But they pick up a Dazzle, so only the Poison Touch, which at level 3 becomes a stun, and the Lone Druid root, so I think this Weaver is really going to play havoc with the the Radiant side.
Yes, and I think we're going to have to be just a little bit careful about what we say this game. I have had a look at our viewer list, and Beast Doto is in there, who I'm assuming is Beast, because he's going to be on the Storm Spirit. So
Naughty Beast.
You bastard.
It is on a 2-minute delay.
We're going to be feeding you misinformation about everything, so
Yep.
you're paying attention, buddy, because...
Beast well behind in the last hits at the moment. Just absolutely terrible. The net worth of the Lifestealer just eclipsing him
10
completely.
seconds remaining.
Now there are awards at the following positions.
5
There's
seconds.
one in the middle of the fountain.
At 3 minutes in, Queen of Pain's going to have an orchid, and you're just gonna pee yourself.
Just watch out, and I shall switch the overlay. We do see a pause come out, so I'm just going to switch over to our links. So for people on the stream, we have had a bit of a complaint. We don't go on.
Our fancy new picking overlay, provided by Mr. Zombie.
Thank you very much, Zombie. Shout out to you.
Go on.
Yeah, so basically some people are complaining that the stream is actually too high quality being streamed out in 720p because they have the ghetto internets in New Zealand and parts of Australia, of course. Unfortunately, unless I subscribe to Twitch Turbo, you only get the resolution that I stream in. Of course, only the people that pay for it get the kind of option to have the viewers be able to drop down to 240, 360, 540p, that kind of deal. So maybe if we do end up with quite a few viewers, or you know, something like that, I may just do it out of the goodness of my heart because I do like casting. I'll see how much it costs and the options that we have. But yeah, it's something that I can definitely look into doing into the future if there's enough interest expressed in it. Of course, VODs of the game do go up onto YouTube afterwards, so that is an option. If you can't watch it live, you can always catch those VODs that go up on youtube.com/specdota.
Alright, looks like the game's putting on pausing, so let's go over the team comp here.
Yep.
On the Dire, we've got April Folo at JK97 on the Storm Spirit, just popping off a smoke there. Gonna be real quick. Beast on the Storm Spirit, sorry, the Shadow Demon for April Folo. We've got Artigus at Meepro / Elf on the Gyrocopter, Unusep on the Weaver, and my good personal friend, Mr. Black, on the Rubik. It looks like they're going to go down here looking for a first blood.
And they did smoke up very early.
Not a Roshi team. Not a Roshing team.
You can see the smoke of deceit about to run out already. I do prefer teams to kind of run out and then sit in this area and then smoke up. Just because the timer of it is quite low, so if you run all the way from base, I suppose it is good for the bonus movement speed you get to kind of get in position, but you do waste the smoke because it wears off by the time you get down here. Meanwhile, on the side of the Radiant, we have a Burnt Cookie in middle on Quap. We have D on the Dazzle, AMD AC on the Nakes, and tadfg on the Undying, tri-laning in that off lane. We do also have Matin on the Lone Druid going to safe lane solo up for the Radiant side.
The game is on.
So it looks like we're going to see some tri-lane on tri-lane action. Gyro, Shadow Demon, and Rubik.
Hardcore sexy shit right there.
Dazzle, Undying,
Tri-lane
and
on
Nakes.
tri-lane. Dazzle bringing the gay to that situation.
So sparkly. Now an interesting thing
he's
is
out and he's proud.
Dazzle is going to place down this blocking ward.
No. Can't mention that. Can't say that out loud. Dazzle is not going to ward anywhere.
But none of the supports on the Dire side actually have sentry wards on them, so they're not going to be able to de-block that pull for quite a while.
Oh, look at that ward on the Dire high ground right next to mid. That should sure be de-warded by Based.
Stop being a nutsack.
Look, if he's gonna cheat, I'm gonna screw him up.
It's not cheating, it's on a 2-minute delay. That's the same as all professional streams are. I think they would raise it quite a lot. Exactly.
Well, when what's his face comes out, they'll have to.
Yeah, well, we do see some aggression up
that
on
guy
that guy. What
with
guy?
the bombs, the one that everyone wants and I'm apathetic about.
Oh, techies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Techies.
goblin techies. A lot of harass
Completely
damage being done by Queen of Pain in the mid lane here. Needing to already use 2 of the 6 tangos she bought up early game, but Storm Spirit already has the bottle. It's in his stash, but not using the courier to bring it out to him just yet. Looks like he's done that now. So already a bottle up on the Storm Spirit, and Queen of Pain is still 300 gold off.
Middle is
See some
missing.
action on the top. Dazzle is going around, but he's being caught out by the Shadow Demon. Is there going to be a disruption? The barrage coming out on the Undying, but a Tombstone popped up. Nyx goes out. Throw up by Rubik. Oh, but the Dazzle gets blocked in by Disruption Illusions, but he manages to Shallow Grave himself. The open wounds on the Shadow Demon, that will be a first blood. And the Rubik is taken as well by the Undying and Zombies. We see an instant TP back by the Shadow Demon and also Rubik. So the first blood going the way of the Radiant, and the tri-lane that I actually thought was quite a bit weaker. But we really see the power of that Undying coming out as the as a kind of deterrent to being aggressive. He's in a very, very aggressive position here. He does have up 1k gold. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for that early hand of Midas, picking up that 400 gold. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Lone Druid is getting quite aggressive on
He has
the
gone
Weaver.
for boots. The Lifestealer has gone for boots.
Boots up on the
So
life
probably not
stealer.
seeing that early Midas.
No.
Might
With the
still
Belt
see
of
it
Strength being
afterwards,
picked
but,
up, it looks like they're going for some treads. The Shadow Demon eating a bit of a no,
He
and then
gets
the
seen by
Undying
the
comes
Undying.
through. He gets disrupted and a Soul Catcher comes
Oh,
out. He's actually
stuck.
trapped in there. A bit of a
Pulls
misplay
him out
from
thanks to the Rubik.
from Rubik. If he hadn't lifted him, he would have been stuck in there. The Tombstone is
He's
dropped
still in a bit
down.
of trouble.
But the 50% damage coming out. Oh, another decay, and this is going to be the
One more
death
hit,
of the
and that's
Gyro. A Shallow Grave as well. The Dazzle
Oh,
needs to
he
be
should've
careful.
saved
One
it
more
for
attack,
himself.
and he's going down. But the Shadow Demon also goes down as well. That's a 2-for-1 trade, with the Nyx getting the double kill. So 4-for-1 for the side of the Radiant at the moment.
And 3 of those kills going to Nyx. That's a very dangerous thing I'm gonna do there.
It certainly
And
is.
that does buy him his treads and a TP scroll to get him back after he goes back and heals. But right
Exactly.
now, this Undying is just going to sit very dangerously. all
Bit
by
of a
himself,
wraparound from the
Undying
Shadow
will
Demon.
spot
He
him
does
out.
spot out where the Undying goes. He's just going to hit him. The Disruption should come out. And this is going to be the death of the Undying for sure. The Rocket Barrage, Soul Catcher damage is going to be far too much for him to handle.
Yeah,
So he
should've
goes
been
down in the
much
side
further
shot.
back if he was going to just stay in that tri lane.
Definitely. We see the Lone
But
Druid.
he's going to find an invisibility rune.
So even though those kills going for the Nyx, they get a counter kill on the Undying.
Queen of Pain on middle.
Yeah, Queen of Pain was the
Invisibility
Invis rune, but she is far, far more underfarmed than the Storm
Radiant's
Spirit.
mid
Storm
towers
Spirit does
get
have double
banged up.
damage bottled up, and Queen of Pain only just having the bottle now. Also sitting at only 5 last hits when Beast is up at 23. If he goes for a Vortex here, he may be able to take her down, but I think she's going to just blink away and be just fine. 2 highly mobile
need to
heroes in
blink.
mid lane. Just walks
Not until he
away.
gets level 6, he's not. Which he's gotten now.
Yep. A scream from Queen of Pain here will take down those 3 creeps. Dire being very aggressive on the top lane despite this early lead from
Middle is
Nyx.
missing.
For some reason keeping his treads on agility. Not sure why. Strength is his main attribute, and it looks like he switches
No,
back
they're
now.
on strength.
So he had him on agility before, so maybe he was
He
just
wanted that bit extra swiftness.
I was gonna say maybe he was using a tango to regen. Of course, if you do switch it to agility, you do actually gain a higher percentage
Missing
of health
middle.
back, even though it is a flat gain.
Or intelligence.
Yeah, or intelligence. And Shadow Demon, very aggressive. 2 stacks of decay already up for the Undying, and the Tombstone is dropped. They're definitely going to go on this. A brilliant lift from Rubik there, coming out and something close to these 2 heroes. Shadow Demon does use the disruption, but an excellent Shallow Grave from Dazzle there. keeps the Undying alive, but he stays in too close. The duration running out right as Gyrocopter was getting off another auto attack with Flak Cannon. So he does
probably
go
should have
down.
backed off straight away after that kill.
Yeah, a 1-for-1 trade
Ping's
there.
coming out on the Nakes.
And it looks like Storm Spirit is coming through. He's going to ultimate in and picks up the Dazzle, going for the easier kill. They might pick up the Nakes as well, even though he is raged up. They do have quite a bit of auto attack damage. The Feast keeping him alive for now. The lift from Rubik and the Rocket Barrage from Gyrocopter is enough to pick up the kill. So the Dire bouncing back from the early start of the Radiant with the kills on the Nakes. They're up at 5-5. If we take a quick look at the experience, it's actually dipped 1k in the way of the Dire and 750 gold. So a bit of an early game lead for the Dire now.
Dire's mid tower could use a little
3
help.
top farmers also being on the Dire side. So even though the Radiant were getting those kills, they weren't farming up very well. The Queen of Pain absolutely destroyed by the Shadow. Why do I say that? The Storm Spirit. Absolutely destroyed by the Storm Spirit in mid. Doubling the CS. More than. And the Queen of Pain...
Lane, we see that Lone Druid has got his Tranquil Boots.
The Queen of Pain spotted out by the Shadow Demon. The Soul Catcher put on and the Disruption thrown out, but the call down is actually going to hit. She goes back in, but the ultimate from Queen of Pain, excellent shot. But he's going to go down if Dazzle turns around. Oh, and the Tombstone from the Undying picks up the supports. And excellent ultimate coming out from the Queen of Pain there.
Gets killed by the Shadow.
Shadow Poison. Well. Yeah, the damage over time, Shadow Poison ticks over the Dazzle. So a 2-for-3 trade. But the Dire do lose their carry and mid laner.
And the Lone Druid goes down to a bit of a Storm Spirit attack there.
Yeah, Storm Spirit jump on bottom lane with some help from the Weaver.
Looking at Storm Spirit, I'm amazed he can jump.
Uses that lightning to good effect. Doesn't get too much jiggle. He must have a very supportive man bra.
Well, he's got one of those those hard guts that's indicative of severe bowel cancer.
And with the trees regrowing around Shadow Demon, he's actually stuck in here. The 5-minute mark passing up, and they're just stuck.
Mr.
The cooldown coming out, but not going to hit on any heroes. Looking for a bit of a pick off there, but not being able to get it.
I like how Mr. Black has tangos, but is not caring and just doesn't give a shit. He's not willing
Shadow
to waste
Demon
them
pinging for the eat out. He really only needs to eat one of them to let him out. And there we go. He finally gets let out. Sending off a wave in victory for finally coming out.
I bet Mr. Black is saying, well man, you owe me that like 20 gold.
Middle is missing.
Of course, the bear finally does have Entangle up now, the full level bear. So we should be able to be a bit more effective against this Weaver, but without sentries, there's no way he's going to get a kill. And a double damage Storm Spirit coming down. He may be in trouble even though he is in that ultimate form. Some hits coming out, and the boots are going to be disabled already. The bear going on the Weaver, but with that Kikuchi mobility just goes off to the other side and gets away from the bear. And the Weaver picks up the kill with help from the Storm Spirit. This Queen of
Lone Druid is not feeling good about that.
this Queen of Pain really needs to farm up. Got an absolutely open middle lane, but sitting at the tower.
Wave, not getting any last hits.
Cookie only hitting at
and she's
14 last hits. Very underfarmed at the moment.
She's the second lowest, well, the third lowest farmer on the Radiant side, but that's only above Dazzle and Undying, who have been on the tri lane and haven't been actually trying to farm.
Yeah, exactly. It's and the Undying being 4-2-4 as well. It's they're quite up, and we see the zip in from Storm and a call down from Gyrocopter. They're going to hit on all 3 heroes. The Tombstone is placed down, and the Shallow Grave stolen by Rubik. Put on the Gyrocopter. Excellent play there, but the Rubik is going to pick him off. He will go down for his troubles. A zip by Storm Spirit, picking up a triple kill, taking out the 2 supports on the back and getting the overload charge off on the Nakes. So a 3-for-1 trade there. An excellent steal by Rubik there, but unfortunately unable to keep that gyrocopter alive. A lot of great team fight coming out from the Dire there. The cooldown absolutely brilliant from the Gyro. They're hitting on all 3 heroes. And the Storm Spirit just able to zip around and clean up with his static remnant and overload procs.
Looks like Gyrocopter will be going straight for that Shadow Blade.
He does have the broadsword.
He's already picked up the Claymore.
Claymore. Sorry, I keep on calling it broadsword because it's so broad, but it's not the broadsword, it's the Claymore. And Storm Spirit does.
It's long. We just can't see all of it.
And Storm Spirit does also have that Oblivion stuff
Oh,
up.
he's wanting to go on this.
Unfortunately, waits too long for the creep wave to come up. A very, very early Shallow Grave coming out. The Nax is going to get caught after the rage duration runs out by the Storm Spirit, and he takes him down. He's going to hide off, and on the back end, Undying is going to be able to take down Rubik, and Basil finishes the Storm Spirit's mega kill streak, coming in the side and taking him down.
Those zombies really doing their work this game.
They are. Unfortunately, with
It might interest you to know that they're actually unpaid labourers.
interesting
And I'm
thing,
currently
even
fighting
though
for union
The
rights.
Dire might want to mine their top
even
tower.
though Gyrocopter has that flat cannon, he decides to disengage and not help out his fleeing supports. Of course, that flat cannon does hit on the zombies, and they all are one-hit kills with the attack damage he has. So even 2 or 3 attacks, and he would have been able to clean up those zombies and help his supports there.
Yes, choosing instead to let everyone else die while he flies away in his little helicopter there.
And we have had a lane switch here, so the Nax is going to take up that bottom lane. There's probably just too much aggression going on the top lane for him at the moment. He does spot out the Weaver. The Weaver with the ultimate. Oh, the Swarm missing. He is getting very aggressive on this Nax. Probably looking to bait out the,
Well, he can
the
afford
open
to. Look at the
wounds.
damage he's putting out.
Exactly. He also has an Oblivion staff up, so maybe a double silence going to be coming out from the Dire side. We see Undying
that could just
spotted
be a
out
shutdown
by a
of the
Dire
Nax.
ward, so it looks like Gyrocopter and Rubik going to go on this. Definitely caught out of position, and the Rocket Barrage is going to be easily enough to kill out. And they're going to be able to farm up this Tombstone as well if they decide to go for it. As you can see, that flat cannon just taking out the zombies as well as the Tombstone. Rubik should really come in and help take this down a little bit. But it looks like he's just going to stay back.
More zombies.
More zombies they can farm. They do give about 7 bounty each, so not amazing, but still decent.
Better than nothing.
And we have a regen rune up on the Storm Spirit. Very dangerous for the Radiant to be here.
Yeah, he can of course activate that while in
Dire's
his
mid
ulti.
towers having
He can
technical
go for a
difficulties.
very, very large jump.
I wonder what the actual distance is, because that'll continue on
Dire's mid tower could use
quite a
little
while,
help.
and I don't know if it regenerates quickly enough to make it.
The mana
Practically infinite.
restored
The Dire
is
winning
70 per
structures.
0.5
Dire's
seconds.
mid towers
And all
having
lightning
technical
is a
difficulties.
percentage, 1% per unit.
Radiant's
so
bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right
I
now.
think from
Dire's
seeing
mid
it,
tower
it looks like Lone
nothing
Druid's going to be
now.
initiated on the middle. A long zip in, a Vortex, Remnant Overload charges. It's going to be a very easy kill on the Lone Druid. Storm Spirit taking him down, and the Rubik stealing Battle Cry, so 20 bonus damage, 2 armor for him and
One
his
less top
Spirit
tower
Bear.
for the Radiant.
Meanwhile, the Radiant top tower goes down to that Gyrocopter, who does now have that Shadow Amulet. Even trying to stack up the camp, but unfortunately a tree grows back right as he does that, so missing out on the stack, but doing a little bit of a pull there.
Whoa, what'd I miss? Ah!
Visibility rune is picked up on the Storm Spirit, just using that regen rune. He's gonna zip in. The Shadow Poison spotting out the Undying, and a long-range Vortex coming out, and this is gonna be the death of the Undying. The Storm Spirit really doing his
You blew
work.
it!
And with 4 heroes of the Dire down on the bottom,
And,
and a full creep wave, they're gonna
as we
easily
saw
take
there,
this
that,
tower.
Radiant's mid tower
that
could use a
regen rune
hand.
wasn't enough to allow an infinite jump.
No, not at this early
With some,
level.
With some pausing,
Radiant's
it definitely
bottom towers.
giving him a lot of mobility.
There goes
I
Radiant's
think he really
bottom
needs to
tower.
have a Bloodstone in the middle.
And the early GG call coming out from the Lone
Come
Druid.
on, this ain't over.
And it looks
for
like
our
it is
man
just
who
going to
has
be a
not been
good
having-
game. Okay, apparently Quap never played the hero before, but don't think that...
That's
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
really not an excuse for this kind of low level of
Dyer's
farm,
mid-tower
but
won't last much
might be a new
longer.
player, so we'll cut him a little slack. Let's just have a look
Someone's
here.
having
It looks like the, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, we don't know how new he is.
241 wins. With 241 wins, he's less new than me, and I wasn't as bad when I played Queen of Pain first time.
That's okay. He did his best, and if he hasn't played it before, it can be difficult to pick up the nuances of the hero. And you have had a lot of
fast hitting animation.
yeah, and you have had a lot
The
with
animation can be very hard to get used to.
watching Purge play the hero as well, I'm sure. So we'd see DCs out from everyone but the Nakes, who's gonna man up and try to take out these heroes before I'm sure he'll eventually
Radiant's top
DC.
tower's hurting.
He did manage to pick up that armlet, but as you can see from the net worth, Storm, Weaver, and Gyro just beating out everything.
Radiant's top tower's taking hits.
So that is
Radiant
going
got
to
one
be
last top
good
tower.
game.
Lifestealer
Dazzle
doesn't
comes in for a
realise
second,
that,
but then
he-
DCs again.
Lifestealer not realizing he's actually about as
Someone's
experienced as
dropped out
everyone
like
else in the game.
Looks like
Nake's
we lost
DCing,
one.
but
Radiant's
Storm's
top
still gonna go on
tower's
him.
in bad
Storm's
shape.
gonna manage to get the best. Even with an AFK Nakes, he's still running away
Radiant's
decently.
top tower's hurting.
It's still hard to take that hero down.
And that's gonna be a
He's
good
gonna try
game
to
for the
dodge
Dire.
The
Dodge the tower
he's
hit.
gonna
Radiant's
dodge as
top
many of those
tower's
hits
in bad shape.
as he can.
And that's a 16-minute good game coming out.
Well, very good.
Down goes the throne. See the final scores come up. There we go.
It took us, or maybe we won't.
So a pretty
Yeah,
commanding
this
lead
one's
from the
really
Dire
not
there.
having a fun time.
And the Storm Spirit 10-1-3. Okay, I won't count that last goal. Probably 9-1-3. But already with an Orchid up and a Weaver with an Orchid as well. I don't think there was going to be any coming back for the Radiant in any case.
Yeah, we have seen Beast before go Beast mode. So yeah, well,
On the
congrats to him.
Beastmaster. Yeah, he definitely gets the
On Beastmaster, Beast mode,
MVP.
on Beastmaster.
MVP of the
Alrighty,
match, Storm
GG,
Spirit.
go next.
Good game, guys. Good game.